right, thanks for that, Danny. Well, on this Veterans Day, we are honoring those who have served, including one local veteran whose artwork has earned national recognition.
Yeah, his piece was actually selected by the VA as part of their national poster contest, which is really cool. Let's check in with 5 News reporter Jacob Luthi this morning about his story. Good morning, Jacob.
Yeah, good morning, Joe. Good morning, Tiffany. Jeremy Carpenter of Lowell says that he's a musician. And he says that he's really a musician first, but he's still very creative. But he says he wasn't really big into drawing, wasn't really big into artwork, but the creativity that he's always had, that's what helped him beat out about 200 others as the VA's poster competition titled United by Service, and he was honored yesterday in Fayetteville by the VA there. Now let's talk a little bit about this poster and show you a little bit about it. It will be showcased in VA facilities, military installations worldwide and across the nation. Carpenter joined the Army National Guard at just 17 years old while still in high school, later transitioning to active duty. He served in Operation Southern Watch in Southwest Asia and served in Saudi Arabia, and says the military taught him both discipline and purpose. His poster entries, he says, was inspired by both his personal and collective experiences of being a veteran. He described to us the moment he found out that he won the competition.
I got just one of the usual emails from va.gov, been going on for years and years, and was something that I was not aware of, and just decided that hey, I can do that. So I had some time, so I submitted 3 designs and ended up winning, surprisingly.
Now Carpenter says that it's still sinking in, having won that competition, but he says it's an honor to be recognized for something worthwhile, to something that gives back. His artwork will also be on the official program at the Veterans Day service happening at Arlington National Cemetery today. Happy Veterans Day to all those who served, including those in my family. I'll go ahead and send it back to you.
All right, thanks for that, Jacob. Well, for all the veterans out there, some local food chains want to make sure that you eat well today and feel loved. So here's some deals that you can get. Applebee's is offering free select meals to veterans. Starbucks offering a free tall coffee to veterans and their spouses. Chipotle is giving a free entree, and Cracker Barrel is giving a sunrise pancake special to veterans. Sounds like you could get all meals covered today. In most cases, you do have to show your military ID, so don't forget those. And there are more deals. You can find the story on our homepage of our website, which is 5newsonline.com. Well, a reminder this morning, many places are closed for Veterans Day. That includes all U.S. post offices, and mail will not be delivered. Most banks will also be closed. However, national parks will be open today with free admission.
All right, 6:35 this morning, taking a live look at the nation's capital, where the U.S. Senate passed a bill late yesterday evening aimed at reopening the government. Less than 12 hours ago is when it happened, but now the legislation has to get through the House.
Last night, 8 Democratic caucus members joined Republicans to fund the government through January 30th. The measure reverses shutdown-related layoffs and guarantees back pay for federal workers. It also includes 3-year-long spending bills with funding for SNAP food assistance, but the deal did not include an extension of Affordable Care Act tax credits. Now, something that Democrats say they were fighting for.
I think this is a great victory for the American people.
Given the fact that, as everybody knows, what the fight was about was health care, it was a loss.
Senate GOP leaders are promising talks and a vote for the ACA in December. The House is expected to take up the Senate's bill to reopen the government as soon as Wednesday.
Meanwhile, air travel across the country is still severely disrupted. Since Friday, there have been more than 30,000 delays and 7,000 cancellations. Airlines saying that the shutdown has disrupted trips for more than 5.2 million passengers. Right now, the FAA plans to slash more flights, up to 6% today, reaching a 10% cut by Friday if the shutdown isn't resolved. Dozens of air traffic control towers have been understaffed, in part due to a surge in sick calls.
2 weeks before Thanksgiving, you're going to see air travel be reduced to a trickle.
Well, in a true social post, President Trump wrote, quote, "All air traffic controllers must get back to work now." However, the Air Traffic Controllers Union is defending those who have been asked to work without receiving paychecks, saying they must focus on caring for their families.
Well, here at home, the Arkansas Department of Human Services is using updated guidelines from the USDA to deliver SNAP benefits as quickly as possible. But there's no set date for the money to hit accounts. DHS says that they are delaying furloughs and county office closures that were previously set to go into effect after this week. Now, those furloughs and closures are delayed until at least the 22nd of this month. Well, a new candidate is filing for the open seat in Senate District 26. Adam Watson says that he wants to represent those living in Franklin County. Watson is running as an independent and has been leading the opposition into the prison project there. 5 News is still waiting to hear from the governor's office about a date for the special election. It was originally scheduled for next June, but a judge recently rules that it must take place sooner than that. Well, Watson will run against former state representative Mark Berry, Paris businessman Brad Simon, and Stacey Smith of Greenwood, and another businessman from Paris, Ted Tritt. The candidate filing period ends on Wednesday.
Well, Ozark City leaders are trying to clear the air of rumors about their involvement with the planned prison in Franklin County. This is after hearing talk that Ozark could be asked to supply water to the facility. The mayor there, Roxy Hall, says the city hasn't heard directly from anyone involved with the project. They also say their water system is already struggling to keep up with needed upgrades.
I want that to be clear. We do not have the capacity, even if we have these infrastructures in place that need to be repaired, we still couldn't do what they're wanting us to do. It's going to take, and this is a guess from our engineers, it was like $90 million.
Well, the council passed a motion saying they won't move forward with any discussions until they hear from someone directly involved in the project or the governor's office.
Well, new charges this morning against 2 people accused of abusing their child for nearly a decade.
Yeah, investigators say that the abuse was reported 29 times before. Daniel Wright and Jacqueline Barnett were arrested. Now, Wright is charged with 1 count each of false imprisonment and endangering the welfare of a minor.
Barnett faces 10 counts of rape, 10 counts of second-degree sexual assault, among other charges. We told you last month when the head of the Division of Children and Family Services faced legislators working to learn why the teen never got help. You can read more about this case on our website, 5newsonline.com. Well, we have an urgent health alert this morning for the Arkansas poultry industry. The state AG department says to watch for signs of highly pathogenic bird flu. Last month, the first bird flu case was confirmed in Mississippi County. It's the only one in the state so far, but HPAI is highly contagious and it spreads in wild and domestic birds. ADA says an outbreak would pose a serious threat to the state's thriving economy.